Maestro. He's a man of few words, but he has such deep thoughts, usually about 6 feet deep. Welcome back to the Manors, my darling. I'm Mrs. Macobb, and now I know many of you have wandered these halls before. In fact, over 100,000 of you found your way to a little story called The Hidden Hand. You came for the mystery, you came for the thrills, but you only saw the surface. You watched the movie, yes, but did you survive the details? Tonight, we aren't just watching a movie, we're bridging the gap between the living and the dead. We are unlocking the Phantasmagoria Horror Vault, 1942 classic frame by Curious Frame. So pour yourself something dark. I prefer red, of course. And let's see what the maestro has queued up for us. First, a little contents for the uninitiated. The Hidden Hand is what we in the old business call an old dark house. It's got everything a girl could want: secret passages, stormy nights, and a family tree that really needs a good pruning. But why did this specific movie haunt so many of you? Is it the plot, or is it the sheer unaltered madness of the characters? Let's roll the opening tape. Did you catch that atmosphere? The fog is thicker than the plot, and I absolutely love it. Now, The Hidden Hand was released by Warner Brothers in 1942. The world was at war, and people needed an escape. They needed a scream at something for a change. But here's a nugget for my deep dive, darlings. This film wasn't actually an original. Oh no. It was based on a play called The Bat. But because Hollywood loves to recycle, much like I recycle my husband's, they changed just enough to avoid a lawsuit. Pay attention to the pacing in the 40s. They didn't have jump scares. Every 3 seconds, they had to build dread. Let's skip ahead to our introduction of the Channing family. This is where the comedy meets the creepy. Watch how the director, Ben Stoloff, uses shadows here. The main characters are arriving at the house. What a delightful mess of a family. They make the Addams family look like accountants. Did you notice the lighting in the hallway scene? That is a high contrast German expressionism making its way into an American B movie. It's cheap, it's dramatic, and it hides the fact that the set is made of cardboard. But the real star here is the insanity. You have characters who are supposed to be terrified, yet they insist on splitting up. Why? Why do they always split up? Bad decisions. Now I want to talk about the villain, the Hidden Hand. In modern horror, we see the monster immediately, but here it's all suggestion. It's a glove, it's a shadow. When you watch this the first time, you were probably just waiting for the kill, but look closer at the next scene. Look at the background. The director is hiding clues in plain sight. In my personal opinion, he is the star of the show. Miss Channing.
He's a killer. Shrewd and crafty as anyone I've ever had to say. Please, it isn't necessary for you to tell me how I am. No, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You're warning, of course. What is it you want to do now? Wait here. Watch. No, ma'am, we're not sure he's coming here, so we'll have to keep hunting in one of the houses. Yes, I started.
Eustace is my favorite. You notice the lighting? This is how they took an inexpensive movie and made it spooky back in the 40s. Would you ever guessed it was made of cardboard? Did you see it, or were you too distracted? This is the beauty of the Phantasmagoria Vault. We can pause, we can rewind, we can stare into the abyss until it blinks. We are approaching the midpoint of our little nightmare and things are about to get messy. But before we descend into the second act, I have a question for you, my darlings. If you were trapped in this house, which character are you? The brave hero? The screaming damsel? Or the one hiding in the walls waiting for the cue? Let me know in the comments below. The maestro loves reading them. And if you don't know who the maestro is, he's our skeleton perched upon the Phantasmagoria. Deep in the vault now, darlings. The storm is raging outside, the bodies are piling up inside, and we still don't know who or what is behind the hidden hand. This next section of this is where the movie truly earns the stripes. This is the funhouse portion of the evening. The 1940 horror, they loved gimmicks, trapdoors, sliding panels, eyes moving in portraits. It's practically a checklist for a haunted house. But watch how they use them here. It's not just a scare. The characters is to disorient you. You, the viewer. Maestro takes us to the asylum scene. Let's see some madness. Bravo. Did you catch that? The sheer melodrama. Who is it? Where is it? I want to pause on the acting for a moment. You might think it's bad acting. I call it heightened reality. Everyone is shouting because the stakes are life and death, or maybe the microphones were just very far away. But let's talk about the twist. Every good mystery has one, and the hidden hand has a doozy. Now, usually I wouldn't dream of spoiling the ending, but this is a deep dive, and we are here to dissect the corpse, not just poke with a stick. It's macabre. If you haven't seen the ending, cover your ears, or better yet, ask the maestro. The killer isn't a ghost. It's a monster. Well, let's just watch the unmasking together. It's a masterclass in wait. Really? It's brilliant, isn't it, darlings? See how they did the play on shadows all throughout the film? And this black and white, it just gives it that creepiness that just makes it absolutely amazing. Mortimer, what do you think of The Hidden Hand 1942? Classic. He's a man of few words. There it is. The curtain falls, the hand is revealed. It's frantic, isn't it? It feels like the writers drank too much coffee and decided to end the movie in 5 minutes flat. But that's the charm. It leaves you breathless. The film, The Hidden Hand, sits in that beautiful gray area. It's too scary to be a comedy, too funny to be a horror, and too weird to be forgotten. That is way over 100,000 of you who've watched it. Thank you all so much for tuning into that movie. I'm so happy that you got to see that hidden gem. It reminds us that sometimes the scariest thing isn't the monster under the bed. It's your own family trying to kill you for the inheritance. Thank you for stepping into the vault with us. Tonight we have only scratched the surface of the horrors hidden in this frame. We have so many more tapes to pull, so many more deep dives to take. If you enjoyed this tour, if you enjoyed the maestro's hospitality, do make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. It summons the spirits and the algorithm. Until next time, darlings, keep your doors locked, keep your candles lit, and never, ever trust a gloved hand. And as always, pleasant nightmares.